Hi, I'm Jeff with Where2Bot, and in this video segment, we are going to talk about using chatbots on your destination website. We're going to talk about how we've used them on our destination websites, and we're going to get into our case studies. We're going to talk about specifically results that we're seeing and the problems that we can solve for you. And so when we start to think about implementing a chatbot on a website, so this is different than Facebook. We talk a lot about Facebook in another segment of the video. Um, if we think about the website, it's a little bit different of a mindset than it is on Facebook. With the website, we really see these chatbots helping perfect your conversion rates. Maybe your conversion rates on email, maybe your conversion rates on seeing more people search hotels from your websites. You're generating more hotel searches for your hotel members. These are the ways we've experimented with chatbots on our destination sites and have seen success. But we also, in this video, want to keep you open-minded to the chatbot platform and not bias you to some of the template solutions that we offer at Where2Bot, and we're obviously very proud of, and we've put a lot of time into testing those. But again, just sort of using your imagination and being creative and thinking about specifically how can I use this technology to help my destination on my website, or maybe on just a landing page that I shoot a certain audience to from other campaigns. That could be online or offline as well. And so I'm going to walk through the ebook. It's 28 pages. It's called Why Chatbots Meet the Needs of Today's Destination. And the video will basically walk you through most of the stuff that's in the ebook. So you can get it in writing. You can read it over lunch. It's quick to read. It's 28 pages, but that's just where we're coming from. And so in the ebook, we talk about 8 reasons for chatbots, and number 4 is information overload. So we're kind of facing this problem as destination marketers where travelers are visiting 40, I don't know, some studies say even like 100 different sites before they book a vacation. I think that depends mostly on the type of vacation. If you're going overseas, you may be visiting just an extraordinary number of sites. If you're going away for the weekend, it's probably a lot less. But the travel planning process online is very vicious for brands because the user behavior is becoming where they go to Google, they ask Google for something, Google gives it to them in some form, and then they just keep browsing Google and abandoning all these different sources of information, and really Google's just winning in this whole cycle. And we see chatbots as a way to help break this cycle, help people stay on your site longer because you're engaging with them on a personalized level. And it just gets back to the point of trying to defend for the attention on your brand when 40 websites are being visited in a travel planning process. And so we all have this inherent need now for instant gratification. I don't care who you are. I think people are not as patient as they used to be. If you're even watching this video, you're probably impatiently trying to figure out what is really important for you to hear and fast forwarding through what I'm saying just because you have this need to get through things quickly now and you're expecting to get answers quickly. And so studies find that one of the biggest benefits to chatbots is they provide the need for instant gratification. They service that need, and that's just because if you can align the right bot with the right audience, you can give people great answers really quickly. We do this all the time on our New York City bot, which we're going to go through in a couple minutes, and you can do it too. But again, you have to really align the audience with the bot, and that isn't art. And there's no chatbot out there, and there is not going to be one anytime soon, where someone can fire off all their different requirements for vacation, and magically this computer is going to have the answer for it. That technology doesn't exist. the leading universities can't figure that out, and Amazon, Google, and everybody with buckets of money, they're throwing millions of dollars at that problem. So bots are really in their kind of infancy and their preschool stage, but they're super handy and a step up over websites and apps and email and just things we're used to right now. So another reason why you should open your mind to using conversational marketing is because conversations have been going on long before websites happened or even brochures. Just the art of conversation, the art of typing something into your phone or having an automated conversation with a bot is very familiar. People are texting all the time. They love this interface. They use it to communicate with their friends. That's a choice they make. And you as a marketer can take advantage of this interface that is inherently mobile friendly. We just see so many sites suffer because people have older phones, it loads slowly, or the website has too much loading, or whatever reasons. A lot of mobile sites are clunky, they're hard to use, they're slow. You probably always see your mobile stats be worse than your desktop stats, and again, just bots are inherently a mobile friendly experience, and this is an opportunity for you as a destination. The other reason is that and this is our number 7 reason rather, and I think this is an important one, is that bots really complement the state of affairs. They don't disrupt it. They're not threatening relationships or tactics or contracts that you have now. They're just fitting into the puzzle quite neatly, and it kind of makes them the Swiss Army knife of destination marketing. Chatbots can pop up because someone clicked on a link. They can pop up like you would see other things pop up, like an overlay, and it doesn't matter what the condition of your website in. Your website could be in really poor shape, and a bot could help increase the engagement on that website overnight. And that's just the power that these things have, and they're just very easy to get live on a site without requiring a lot of dev help, without really having to worry about too much legal information, especially if you're just having the bot give people personalized advice. And so the number 8 reason in the PDF in the ebook, and I know I want to get to some other things in this video, especially actually showing you how the bots work, is that messaging apps, the growth in messaging apps is significant. We talk about this in earlier videos, and messaging has actually surpassed social networks just in terms of users, and people just don't download apps that much anymore. So chat, it just pops up, it works in browser, it works within Facebook. It's just an easy interface to connect with and use, and that's why we're seeing the growth. Alright, so probably the more interesting part of this video is how do we use chatbots on destination websites, and we'll talk about some of the case studies that we have at Where2Bot. And one of the ways we've used chatbots is to help people determine where to stay. This is a problem that we don't see hotel websites solve very well. We certainly don't see OTA websites help you solve the problem of actually where to stay at a destination. And for some of you in larger cities, the question about where to stay is paramount, and it's not always easy to answer given everyone's own interests in a trip. So I'll just jump to the example rather than keep talking about it. What we did on our New York site is we developed a bot called Katie, and what Katie did is she basically within 3 questions she gave you personalized advice about where to stay or where to park. So I'm going to ask Katie about where to stay, and she's going to ask me, well, how am I getting to New York City? And I'm going to tell her that I am flying. And so which airport are you flying into? I'm going to say Newark. Okay, now Katie's going to ask me if I want to stay near the airport, and I'm going to say that doesn't really matter to me. And I actually told Katie that I was interested in Brooklyn, and she's giving me back neighborhoods in Brooklyn and I'm going to read about this right now, and then I can go off and check hotel rates for this specific neighborhood. And we're finding that what I just did is the outcome for about 50% of everyone who uses this particular bot. So the conversion rate is very good. Once people are engaged with this conversation, they're seeing it through the end, and it's actually really solving their problems. And I can always go back and I can build in functions within this bot to allow me to start the conversation over. And again, this is just one small example. Again, it's that art of applying the right bot to the right audience. We've done that with our New York site, and I think anyone traveling to New York would probably find this chatbot pretty helpful. So what happened just in terms of metrics and numbers when we deployed Katie? Well, we deployed Katie on pages that had a lot of traffic, but a lot of people who were searching for information on like how to get from point A to point B. They weren't necessarily looking for information about where to park or where to stay. And Katie was able to help increase revenues by 65% on these pages. So this really helped out with our bottom line. And made those pages more engaging. And since we've launched Katie, the traffic from Google has only gone up for these pages. So it's been good for SEO as well. The other bot we built was something that we did for our sister site. And this is the original affiliate site that I had come up with. And it's called Hotels Near DC Metro, right? You can probably figure out what this site helps you with. So we didn't build a where to stay bot for this site yet, but we also have the sightseeing itineraries. And basically my wife and I came up with 20 personalized itineraries for seeing DC, right? So if you're into like nature, history tours, like photographers, shopping, religious stuff, transportation, sports fans, we came up with all sorts of personas and built these itineraries. And we basically wanted to collect an email and give people these itineraries through an email, so they're getting the actual PDF, which increases their chances of them coming back to our site and using it as a place to carry out looking up hotels and booking a hotel. And so how does this apply to destinations? Well, think about what I just said. We really wanted to capture email, and that is a problem I think most destination marketers have. They're always trying to collect more email because they know, again, people are visiting so many sites, their brand attention is always fleeting. And so what we did with this particular bot, and I'll show you how it worked, is it was a quick conversation. So it would a module would pop up anywhere on the site and say, what do you want to do while you're in DC? And I could select shopping on a budget, and the bot would say, would you like to see itineraries built around shopping and on a budget, right? So the bot is understanding basic pieces of the information and making it a little bit personalized. And if the person chose to go forward by clicking yes, we could say, got it, we're building our itineraries. They cover logistics, where to eat, and the cost of activities. And I'll email you all 20 itineraries. We were telling people we were building out multiple itineraries. And we won't share email with anyone, and they're just for sending basically the itineraries. And I can enter in my email address right here, and I get the itineraries that we offered. And so in summary, this particular bot, we really scrutinized this. So one thing we found is that we tested like what it would be like if people joined our newsletter, and we found that the offer of a newsletter never performed as well in terms of email capture as this bot. And the other thing that we discovered too is like we used pop-up applications like Sumo and Opt-in Monster, and we found that the bot captured about double the number of email is the average pop-up or sticky box or slide in or exit box. And that is when we really tested the offer apples and oranges, right? So the bot's offering itineraries, and it's capturing email, we would do a pop-up that would say, get 20 itineraries, give us your email. So pop-ups are kind of like ultimatums, and the bots are conversations and personalization of information. And we think that was really the reason why we saw a better result out of the bot than we did just kind of those, again, just sort of the status quo of doing things, just really asking for people's email with a modest offer behind it. And you can read the case studies at our website, and those are the two examples that I wanted to walk you through. This is definitely a long video. You can trigger these bots to pop up on a website by clicking a link. They can be triggered to show up after a certain amount of time. You can customize the way they pop up. There's a lot of options here. Again, it's really more of an art, and that's why we encourage you to go to Where To Bot and give us a shout over email and set up a discovery call so we can just have a conversation about how this might apply to your destination and really just help you wrap your head around this new technology, and possibly come up with a solution that really solves a problem that you're having today for your organization. Thanks a lot, and talk to you soon.